Hi, it's Malcolm here, and in this video I want to show you how I created a scenario in make.com to post automatically to WordPress with a picture and to Facebook with a picture. So let's get going and have a look at it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Airtable. You may have come across Airtable, pretty much like Google Sheets, but it's got more functionality, and you can keep it free if you don't go above 1,000 records. And so, you know, if you just look after your records and delete them after you've used them, that kind of thing, you can use it for quite a while and have quite a few tables doing little bits and pieces here and there. But it's not even expensive to upgrade if you want to upgrade it. In this scenario, I've got these titles that I've created from a prompt in GPT. I have this prompt that I actually call prompt, which has kind of this purpose, result, and it goes through a number of things. I'll show you it in a bit, to actually talk to ChatGPT and give me some information. But in this scenario, I'm not actually getting the prompt to do anything. I'm actually creating a prompt because this is for one of my websites called AI Prompt Locker, which basically just has loads of prompts on it. And obviously on my Facebook is the same thing. So I post one to my blog and one to the Facebook page, and I do it automatically once a day. You could do it several times a day. I mean, if you were on X or something like that, you might want to keep prompting during the day. But personally, I just want to do one post a day on Facebook and on AI Prompt Locker, my WordPress blog. So a couple of things you might want to know. The reason I've done it this way is I kind of want to know when it's posted, because every day the Airtable will be looked at, and one of these will be selected. I didn't even do it in any order. I just said select a record that hasn't got posted alongside it, but one record. So as you can see, it's just randomly taken a record. I could have done it in some kind of order, but it really didn't matter to me. So I just put 30 or 29 prompts in here and started it off. As you can see, I haven't had it running long, just 3 or 4 days. A couple of these are tests as well, so probably not that long. So I've got this here where I've assigned created or posted or waiting. Okay, so waiting is it's waiting. Created is when the prompt is created. And then posted is when it's been posted to both Facebook and the WordPress blog. I've actually added an ID because these are handy. If you don't know how to do IDs, it's dead easy to do. When you create a field, and it's worth having a record ID, all you do is, I would name it record ID, go to formula, and then when you go to formula, if you just start typing in record, you can see it comes up with record ID, and for some reason you have to finish off the quotes, and that's it, and then your record ID is being created. I'll just cancel that because I've already done that. I would also put in a created field and last modified. Again, literally, if you go to edit or if you go to create a field or whatever, you can select, call it something like created, and then find created time, and it will do it automatically. Some things in Make want to know that there's a created time and a last modified time. And then I've started to add the image as well in here. Save the image. I didn't do it originally, but I've started to do that now. So pretty easy table to do. So let's go across to Make, and I'll walk you through the scenario. Okay, so I know sometimes people like these in straight lines, but I tend to just put them all over the place depending on how I'm feeling. It kind of goes in the flow. So I get the daily title from the Airtable. I put it into the Create Prompt Assistant. And then I want an image, and there's a couple of things here with the image. I get the image as a file because that way I can then download it to Airtable, update Airtable. I can create a media item in WordPress and then post the article and add the image to it. And I do the same with Facebook, and then I update to post it on Airtable. The only other thing I don't think I do on Airtable, and I probably should do, is add the link in as well, which would probably be a good idea for future, but I haven't really bothered. I've got the picture there, so you've got a file anyway. So, but you could put the image URL in there as well. Okay, so I'll talk you through it briefly. So Airtable, I've gone to my daily prompts base table. The sheet is table 1. I want the record ID and anything that assigns waiting. So it can pick any record it wants as long as the assignee is waiting, which was this one here, and limit 1. So basically it just literally goes in there, grabs one of the articles or one of the titles automatically that's got waiting. It doesn't really care which one. I haven't told it to do anyway. You can do it in a kind of sequence. Then I create the prompt. Okay, so I've actually created an assistant. That's what I meant to say there. Actually, I actually created an assistant in AI, OpenAI, because that way you can get the assistant to do what you want, feed it loads of information, files and stuff like that. I can probably show you that. So this is my assistant here, title prompt MPT. That's what I call my prompt way of prompting, because it sets, you can see it here, it's not very clear, but purpose, you decide, you give it the objective. So define what you want to achieve with the prompt. This sets the direction for the AI. So it kind of sets the AI up, gives it an example of that, generate a summary. Sorry, you can't really see that, but so it sets an example. Then we got role, that's the personality. So specify the experience of the personality. So the AI should adopt. It's always a good idea to tell the AI what you want it to do, who you want it to be. Somebody once described to me about AI as kind of like it goes down routes depending on what you tell it. So it can end up all over the place if you don't give it the right information at the start. An example there, structure, indicate how you want the response to be organized. So you can give it examples of that as well. And as you can see, example, list top 5 risks and benefits in bullet points. Example again and again. And then constraints, describe what the AI should avoid doing or mentioning. So there'll be keywords and stuff like that. As you get to know AI, you'll notice it uses words that kind of show that it is an AI, so you might want to get rid of those in some cases. So examples again, and then so again we're telling it that you've got, this is the prompt engineer, and you've got purpose, role, outline, the models that you can use, taboos. So basically taboos are things that you shouldn't do. So you can avoid using overall technical jargon that might alienate beginners, that kind of thing. So you kind of give it this step-by-step information, and I just made it into an actual assistant so that then I can use it in loads of different scenarios that I want to do. So there's nothing much there apart from that. So I've used an assistant here, and it's a user role, and I've taken the message, and then that message is going to tell ChatGPT to make a prompt from that message that then you could then create the message from the prompt. So I'm not giving the end result, I'm giving the in-between result, if you like. So if you want to find out more about this information about this is the prompt you can use to do it, if you get my meaning. So anyway, now the next thing I wanted to do is add an image. Now the problem is I don't know why, but when I created, when I first started creating the image, sorry, this one here creates images. I was just using the DALL-E model. It gave me a 512 maximum, 500 word maximum information to create the image in. And what I was doing was I was taking the prompt and saying, create an image from that that prompt, but that was too many words, so I had to cut it down. So as you see here, I want to create a prompt from this title. That should actually say less than 500 words, but in fact that's probably why some of those images aren't too good sometimes. Less than 500 words to create an image that is realistic, bright and not too busy and represents the topic. The prompt should allow the next agent to create a stylish original image. So that's the kind of thing. So that then creates the image. Okay, so create an image that will represent this prompt, which is the result from there, and I'm adding to a WordPress post, make it realistic, not too crowded. Okay, so that's the size. You can change the size and the quality. Okay, so that was the next part. Now the other thing is you want to kind of get the file, and that's why I said I probably should save that URL. But if you use HTTP, and again, this is because I've just been doing this, playing about with it, but the URL obviously should be from the generated image. So if you go there and go URL, okay, and that will now take the image that's created, or the URL, and get the file image. Then we update the record in Airtable again, daily prompts table, find the record ID of the record, because now we need the record ID, and then update the content and with the file URL. So I did do it, but I didn't get it right. So that's that part. You'll obviously find your own way of doing these things. What I try to do is I create this, and then I kind of go back and say, well, can I cut it down? I haven't done that yet. I've only created this in the last couple of days, but I wanted to show you because I thought you might find it useful. So WordPress has two steps. We need to create a media item, which is another reason why we needed to get the file. So we connect to WordPress and then get a file. For some reason, I tried it with the ChatGPT, and I wonder if I'm not just getting something right, but it wouldn't do it with the ChatGPT. So that's why I introduced HTTP to get the file. I gave it the title from the original title in the Airtable, and that's basically it. So I gave it the same alternative text and title from the original prompt, or title prompt. Okay, so I uploaded the media, then I can post to WordPress. Okay, now at the moment I'm still only drafting it. I'm not actually saying post live. I'm drafting it, and every day I'll go in and check it. So a couple of things here. The content is obviously the result from the original ChatGPT, or the assistant. I've also, sorry, I'll move my face over here slightly. I've also added a title, and I put the date of it. This is the way I tend to like to format the date. I'm in the UK, so date, date or day, month, and YYYY year, and then the title again. So it kind of says this is your daily prompt, and this is the title. Okay, in fact that's probably better to do that. So you're always doing things. This is your daily prompt, and then the result, and here it is again. Here is your daily prompt, and because that's for the excerpt that appears in the blog, and again I formatted it with today's date, and that's AI prompts. That's the category I want to go under when I do it, and another tag, and then that's the media item that we got from there. So it knows what picture to add to there. And I'm sure there's other stuff here that I've got to get. I'm not really great at WordPress. I've only recently really started using it. I've always designed my own websites on my own servers. But I decided with the automation it might be easier to do it with WordPress. Although I could probably set up webhooks on my own servers and that. And that's that. And then straight over to Facebook, pretty much similar. You want to, if you're doing a picture, remember to keep the one that says create a post with photos, because you can create a post, but if you don't select the one with create a post with photos, then you'll get all sort of image problems where you're trying to add an image and that. So that's the one you want. Again, we get the file, there's the caption, and then there's the message, which is that message there, and that would be our Facebook, which is this one here, and simplified, that's the picture. I'm probably going to work on the pictures a little bit. I don't think they're particularly brilliant at the moment. And there's the prompt again. So as I said, it's purpose, role, outline, models that you can use to tell it what to do, perspective, and then taboos. That's the way I tend to prompt. There's lots of different ways people can prompt, but that's one way I've come up with it. And finally, I update the table again just to say, find the ID again, and just to say the assignee to posted, and that's it. I've run it a couple of times this morning. I'm not going to run it again. It's, you know, if you do it, you'll see how it works. Just remember those little things, really. Probably grab a file. I don't know. I got to look at this and see if that's 500 words or less is correct, or if there's a way around that. But the thing is, I'm always trying to do is look at the amount of credits in prompt that you're using, and is there ways to cut that down by doing something else. But I think pretty much this is how it should be. But yeah, so that's the way I created that. I hope you find that information interesting. If you do, please give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you want any other scenario. I'm building these for myself mainly. I do some work for other people, and that is going up. But generally, I have my own websites in a completely different space, and I am doing this. I mean, the prompt locker is a new thing I've been doing for a little while, but my actual business is in a completely different space to this. So I do a lot of my automations for that space rather than just to do these make videos and things like that, but kind of find it interesting. So I thought I'd share it. Okay, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.